So the hardest part for people using the law of attraction is often letting go. Like, just letting go. You know, there's things that you want, things you want to create in life, and you just can't let go. But if you can learn to let go, you'll be amazed at the things that unfold in your life, the velocity at which miracles come into your life quick and fast. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to let go, and you won't believe what actually happens. Let's dive right into this. Have you ever heard of a rose seed that wasn't able to let go and allow the natural process of the universe to unfold? You don't hear much about that. Do you ever hear anybody that plants carrot seeds in the ground and then the next day comes out and says, "Oh my gosh, why isn't it a carrot yet? This must not be working." And then they take the seed out of the ground. They go and they grab some zucchini seeds or some roses, put them in the ground, and then 2 days later they say, "Why hasn't it happened yet? I don't believe in this stuff at all. I don't believe in this whole idea of nature at all. This is ridiculous." And then they pull the seeds out of the ground. It doesn't happen very much. There's a natural process, a natural support system when you step into the unknown in your life. When you have a desire, in the same way that a seed that you plant in the ground has the means of fulfillment, it has the means within it to become a carrot, a rose, whatever it is meant to be. Similarly, you have the seed to fulfillment within every single desire within you. And that there is actually an opportunity all the time to let go and allow the universe to show its hand. See, the ironic thing is that life doesn't show up, the universe doesn't show up and show you the miraculous unfolding that happens, the support that happens when you face your fears and go for your dreams, and you don't try to micromanage the universe and you trust that there's a higher plan to everything. What happens is things just kind of start to work out. And you find out that you're actually not doing it alone at all. It's almost like feels like there's like angels carrying your body across the finish line of your life when you finally don't talk yourself out of greatness. And what I mean by that is when you are able to face your fears and commit to something, whatever it is that you want most, your biggest dreams, when you're able to commit to them, but not be afraid of losing them or not being afraid of failing at them, what happens is that's when the universe unfolds. When you aren't afraid of losing, you've officially let go. When you aren't afraid of loss anymore, you've officially let go. When you aren't afraid and you aren't worried and you aren't micromanaging your dating life because you're afraid your soulmate might not come, that's when it comes. That was happening with me when I met Ashley. I wasn't looking at all. I had a relationship before that didn't work out, and I was still pretty depressed about it. And I said, I don't really care if I don't meet anyone. And then out of nowhere, I met Ashley. I wasn't trying to meet her. I wasn't out on dates. It just happened. And the same thing happened with this YouTube channel. I was doing tons of high school and college speaking, and I thought I was going to be a college speaker. I was paying this guy to mentor me, and we kind of had a falling out. He took off with my money, and I didn't know what to do. And I was still really young, and I didn't have a stable income with my business. It was always ups and down with my books. And I got to this place where I realized I had nothing else to lose. And I realized I didn't really even want to be a college speaker. And I said, what do I want to do? I want to reach people from hundreds of countries on YouTube. I want to do virtual seminars instead of in-person ones. I want to do everything and make all the content I want. I don't want the colleges to tell me what I'm allowed to talk about, because I wasn't allowed to talk about the fact that I dropped out of college, because they're like, well, you might encourage other people to do it. Okay. And so all that letting go prompted me to make this YouTube channel. And I was committing to this YouTube channel, but I wasn't getting the results I wanted. But I visualized what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. I was working hard for what I wanted. And I was afraid it wouldn't work out. And my fear was, what if I put all this energy into something and it doesn't work? What if I put all this energy into something and it fails? What if I put all my energy into something and then I don't get what I want? And maybe the law of attraction doesn't work. And maybe you can't visualize the life you want and manifest it. And I was going through all that crap in my head. And I finally said, I'm not afraid, because at the end of the day, I want to be on my deathbed and I want to say that I did it. Not that I achieved something, not that I got something, but that I did it. That I grabbed the wheel of my own life. I called my own shots. I went to go create the things that I wanted, and I didn't allow fear to control me. And the rest is just details. Getting the money, getting the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband, the wife, getting the house, getting the car. Those are freaking details. Those aren't important. They may be fun and they're good to enjoy, and I like them too, but the important thing is to recognize that you're a divine being, to realize your consciousness influences reality. It creates reality. To recognize that the word desire means of the Father. Desire, of the Father. That the word desire is totally holy. And I wanted to look at the end of my life and say I embraced my desires. I was one of those unique people that actually went out to create what would make me happy. When you do that and you aren't afraid of failing, you've officially let go. Not being afraid of what the outcome may be is, in essence, total surrender. It is letting go. It's being able to offer your desire of your soulmate, of the dream business, of the money you want to make, of the job you want, of the life you want, and to show up for it. When the opportunities come, open the door, work for them, but be lost in the process of it instead of worried about the outcome. And when you are invested into the process of something, bettering yourself, bettering your health, getting better at skills that will make you more money, committing to learning a new song and putting your album out in 12 months, whatever it is, when you're committed to the process of it, what happens is, in essence, what you're saying to the universe is, I know you will take care of me. I know you will take care of me. I know that you will take care of me. I know I live in an abundant universe. I know that I live in an infinite universe. And therefore, when I face the unknown, I'm always supported, guided, and protected. I know it. That's what you're saying in essence. When you aren't afraid of failing, when you aren't afraid of not getting what you want anymore. So it's this mentality where you get to the edge and you say, I actually have nothing to lose because I'm only in this little body for a limited period of time. Now, what do I have to lose? And what then we find out is what actually stops us from really using the law of attraction and really getting the life that we want is our fear that it doesn't actually work. And our fear that it doesn't actually work all comes from an attachment to the 1% of who we are. Buckminster Fuller once said that 99% of who you are, you cannot see, smell, taste, touch. You can't see 99% of who you are. Science has now proven that because what they found is this finger or this wall or whatever, anything here, your body, your phone or computer, it's 99% empty space. So the atoms and the subatomic particles, what they found out is the building blocks of all the physical matter in the universe is made up of 99% empty space. It's just energy. So 99% of my body is made up of empty space. In other words, 99% of an atom, 99% of your body, you can't see because it's consciousness that is at a frequency outside of the bandwidth of visible light. The bandwidth of visible light is what your physical senses and your brain can perceive and process, and it's a very small bandwidth of actual universal energy, of actual consciousness. It's a very small amount. So all of this comes from 1%. It's an attachment to the 1% of reality. It's an over-identification to the world of form and our physical senses. And therefore, we believe we are our bodies. And therefore, we believe we are our limitations. And therefore, we believe we are our past. And therefore, we believe our past determines our future. So we build all these rationalizations about how my last relationships didn't work out. And so I really want to trust the law of attraction. I really want to believe in the universe. I really want to believe in a brighter future. But you don't understand what happened to me. And you don't understand. And I actually, I'm not very good at this. And I'm not good at that. And I don't have any money, and and I have this problem, and I didn't do this and that. All of that comes, that whole story that makes us afraid and fearful and tries to be the rationalization on why the law of attraction can't work or why we won't get what we want. It all comes from an attachment to the 1%. And that 1% is quite literally 1%. 99% of who you are, you cannot see, smell, taste, touch. 95% of reality, you cannot see, smell, taste, touch. There's a higher universal order to things. My favorite quote is, lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. So just because you can't see that the money hasn't come, just because you haven't seen your soulmate hasn't come, just because you can't see that your job hasn't come, it doesn't mean it's not coming. It just means you presently don't see it in the very small bandwidth of energy called visible light. And if you don't allow your senses to stop you, if you don't allow the information that your senses are giving you to stop you, and you move confidently in the direction of your dreams, and you move confidently into the unknown, what happens is once you pass that fear barrier, once you pass that terror barrier, and once you get to that edge, to question your own limitations, and you find out they're an illusion, and you don't worry about how every detail will work out. You just know that you're committing to it. You're committing to live a happier, more fulfilling life. You're committing to higher standards of your desires. You're committing to finding out who you are and what you're capable of. You're committing to finally manifesting your dream life. And you're going to show up to life, and you're not going to allow your fears in your mind to talk you out of it. That's when the universe shows up. That's the process of letting go. And as soon as you get to that place, you've had a shift in consciousness. In the Bible, it says, to those that have, more will be given. And to those that don't have, even that which they have will be taken away. What that's telling us is, to those that have, more will be given. When you're in the consciousness of abundance and possibility, you attract more of it. To those that do not have, even that which they have will be taken away. When you are in an energy of lack, when you are believing in the 1% of who you are, when you are to those that do not have, when you're in the consciousness of don't have, of not having, and rationalizing your limitations, well, my last relationship didn't work out, and I'm this, and I'm too old, and too young, and too fat, and too skinny, and this thing, and I went to this, and I have this problem. When you're in the consciousness of not having, you can only get more of it. But to those that have, more will be given. When you are not afraid of losing, when you're not afraid of failing, when you're not afraid of something not working out, when you don't question, oh, I don't know how it will work out, because you know that there's a higher order to life, and that life unfolds perfectly, and that the same potential that has created everything also orchestrates and governs your life, you know that how could the end result not be something great? How could it not be something abundant? How could the end result not be abundance? If you can put a seed in the ground and it can turn into a rose bush, the seeds within you of your desires, of your visions, of your highest aspirations, of the things that you want can unfold if you water them. But most people don't even water it. They just, the next day, they pull the seed out and they say, look, it doesn't work. The law of attraction doesn't work. It's time to not believe everything you think. And it's time to trust how you feel. And when you do that, that's the actual process of letting go. When you remember that nothing in the physical world can even define you anyways. when you realize that and you realize your past doesn't determine your future, what you find out is anything is really possible. And this is the real process of letting go. So what I invite you to do is say this phrase to yourself. Say this phrase to yourself. Say, I'm a divine being. Everything I want unfolds perfectly at the perfect time. I'm a divine being. Everything I want unfolds perfectly at the perfect time. So comment down below, I'm a divine being. Comment down below, I'm a divine being. And this is the time. This is the time to not talk yourself out of greatness. This is the time to see what's really possible for you in your life. And when you step into that place, that's when you really, really let go at a deep subconscious level. And that's when the miracles truly unfold in your life. So make sure you hit the like button on this video right over there, right over there. Down below is my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below. What it is my success hypnosis that now about 1 million people from all over the world have downloaded and used. And I made it for myself a while ago because I realized I was so identified to the 1% of who I was and all these limitations. I thought I had ADD and ADHD. I was prescribed Adderall when I was in high school. And then I was trying to become a published author, but everyone said it was a bad idea and I'm too young and you don't have a college degree and you have this problem. So I was so attached to that 1% of who I was that I had to reprogram it. So I reprogrammed it and changed my life, and now 1 million people have used it, and every day I get these awesome stories. So it's free right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below, and you can start to use that to reprogram your subconscious and make your mind into a magnet for the real greatness that you're destined for. So have an absolutely great day, and remember, you are a divine being.